All right, y'all. I live in an RV, small spaces. Gotta get really super creative. But I'm making breakfast, so I'm about to make some turkey sausage, and I'm make it fresh from ground turkey and fresh herbs from my garden. But over here, excuse my dirty dishes, I have hash browns freshly grated in that guy right there, which I love that thing. Oh, that's Sheldon. Say hello to Sheldon. And Rocky over there. She only has one eye. Let's see. Zoom in. Rocky. Hi. Perfect timing. Okay. And so here we go. These are hash browns. I freshly grated them. I salted them well. And then I've soaked the water out of them, top and bottom. And I'm just going to keep them soaking for a while until I'm ready to get them on the Blackstone. But for now, we're going to move over here, and I'm about to do some crazy stuff with all these fresh herbs, minus the natural food safe cleaner there. Okay, excited. I live in an RV. It's crowded. All right, cutting up fresh thyme. If you guys don't have these things, you should. And don't judge me for putting my thyme stems into my thyme, because I ain't picking them out. All right, so I've got about 1.75 pounds of ground turkey here. And then I'm gonna use all these herbs to create sausage. So we have ground thyme here. We have dried oregano. I have a little bit more ground thyme here. And then these are chives. This is parsley, and this is sage. So I have a little fresh Cuban oregano too around here somewhere right in there that's going to bring out the flavor of this dried oregano. So I'm just literally going to take it all and I'm going to dump it into a bowl with that meat. All right, so I've seasoned generously. I have garlic powder, onion powder, and this awesome stuff here, Kinder's the blend, favorite. And I'm going to just incorporate all this seasoning before I put the herbs in. Now I'm going to fully incorporate these herbs completely. I want to get them completely spread through this. Now listen, this is not Jimmy Dean sausage, okay? So this is not going to look like Jimmy Dean sausage. This is some good old country people sausage with a lot of flavor. So I like to add the sage and the thyme and, oh, you know what? I forgot one other thing. Very important. Fennel seed. I just harvested it yesterday. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? Now, I just am putting the fennel seed in. I did not toast these first. It is better if you do, but they are going to get toasted during the cooking process of the sausage, which I think will suffice. But if I would have remembered to do that this morning, I would have toasted those first. All right, we have the sausage patties made. My pan's not beautiful. These are Subway pans. I got from Subway on an auction when I used to have my food truck, and I love these pans so much, so well used. Okay, so these are the turkey patties here. You see that. I only made 6 of them. I still have a ton of this mixture left, and I have it in a bowl in the fridge. Later on today, I'm going to roll out whatever sausage patties I have. I'm going to put them on a cookie sheet like this with parchment paper, and I'm going to pop them into the freezer for an hour to an hour and a half until they're frozen. Not completely solid, but you know, like most of the way frozen. And then I'm going to pop them all into a Ziploc freezer bag and freeze them like that. And then whenever I want to eat a couple of them, I can just pop them out of the freezer and cook them, and they'll be ready. You can do anything like that. Hamburger patties. Flash freezing is the key to anything. Fruit, vegetables, flash freezing food is the bomb. Okay, so I've had the potatoes over here, the shredded potatoes for the hash browns on top of the stovetop here, because we use every space in the RV. And we're cooking outside anyway. So I have the potatoes underneath this with a little weight on them to get the rest of that water out. Let's see how they're doing. Okay, for the amount of time that we have, this is probably about as good as it's going to get, but I still have to cut up the cabbage. So I'm going to see if we can get any more of the water out, but I have a feeling that we might have done our best at this point. So keep drying. All right, here's the cabbage. I like to cut the cabbage up really small. That way it cooks a little easier. And here I have my sausage patties. This is my tray that's going to go outside with me. So as you can see, I'm utilizing every bit of space on my tray the same way I do in my house. I had a little bit of the seasoning from the sausage left over, so I'm just going to put it right into the cabbage along with some kinders, garlic and salt pepper blend, which I love the blend. Now, since I have a beautiful garden, every little bit of ends and pieces will go into a compost bag that's in my freezer. Okay, so living in an RV, outside space is crucial. So I have an enclosed area out here. Well, it's covered anyway, not necessarily enclosed, around my garden. My garden surrounds my outdoor kitchen, which is amazing. But you know, your outdoor space is crucial. So I have my Blackstone here, and I have my pizza oven here, and I'm about to make breakfast on this Blackstone here. And I used to have a food truck, so I have all the bells and whistles and great cooking equipment and tables from my food truck. So super blessed about that. All right, Blackstone is ready, sprayed down with avocado oil. Here goes the cabbage, kinders, the blend, again, nice and seasoned. Doesn't need too much. I feel like I always over season cabbage. The trick to cabbage on the Blackstone is plenty of oil, so I'm just really hosing it down with this 100% avocado oil spray, and I'm just hosing it down really good with that. All right, I have moved it down to a space that can be covered with my griddle hood, and I'm gonna let that cook for a few minutes, and now I'm gonna start the turkey sausages over here. All right, I got the sausage on the grill. I did want to make one note that I do have this, excuse the mess, this is an old one, been around a long time. I have the cabbage on low, I have the sausage on medium. I'm gonna cover both of them and let both of them cook. As you can see, this Blackstone will hold both of these. It's 24 inches across, so these are each 12 inches across. Let me tell you, if you don't have these or have something to cover your food with, it makes such a big difference, and you can use such a large part of the space. All right, so these crisp up nice and brown. I'm gonna go ahead and coat these in some of this avocado oil spray as well. These are the hash browns. I'm gonna season them up with my kinders. Sausage ready for a flippity flip, 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 flip. Look at these beautiful little sausages. I'm so excited. Whoops, I lost one. Ew, nasty. Oh no, I can't believe I lost it. All right, I washed him, and now he is sanitizing on the heat before I flip him over. All right, here we go. We're all cooking now. Not gonna lose no more of those. So I think these are done. Ready to go ahead and get put up. All right, I'm living dangerously. I threw some of this churned grass-fed garlic butter into my potatoes that I'm about to throw on the Blackstone, and mixing into the cabbage as they're finishing up. All right, there's the sausage, there's the cabbage. Yes, it is slightly blackened, but you know, we like things that way. I've got the hash browns here on the Blackstone. I'm just gonna stir them around a little bit, kind of start to melt that butter in there, and then I'm gonna mash them flat. All right, I put a piece of parchment paper with, oh, there's spiders on my Blackstone thing, but they're not touching the potatoes. I'm sorry, spiders. I don't know where you came from. But like I said, we're outside, but this is, I got parchment paper, so that's just the weight. Okay, for those of you that were freaking out, I washed it. All right, they toasted really good on the bottom with that, so now I'm just gonna incorporate that that's toasted and that that's not. And man, what do you got here? Some traditional greasy spoon hash brown. You're welcome. All right, no Southern breakfast would be complete without some salty meat, so chorizo. See, some seasoned bacon already, delicious. As my husband's salty meats are going, I'm gonna get the toast on the grill. Sourdough. And voila, a delicious country breakfast in the RV, in the outside space. So blessed. Thanks for watching.